going on, everyone? My name is and today I'm going to be reviewing the live-action movie Snow White. So, it was only a matter of time before Disney eventually got around to this movie. You know, the moment they began their live-action remakes of past Disney animated movies, we all knew they were going to eventually get to Snow White. You know, the movie that pretty much began Disney's rise in the world and was the first Disney animated movie. The movie that presented its very first Disney princess, its first Disney villain, and left a lasting legacy that to this very day is still beloved by all. Yes, the movie has its flaws, but it's still one of the most iconic movies of all time, and one that people held deep to their hearts. So when Disney announced they were going to make a live-action remake of it, it left everyone upset, and there's a very good reason why. Disney's live-action remakes haven't exactly hit the same level of love as the originals did. Oh sure, a few did a decent job with their remakes, but that's a small number compared to the many bad ones we've had over the years. They have no heart. There's no passion to them. This one right here is one of them, because this one, and like the other ones, is all just a quick money grab that has been their motto for years. And this one, to me, I hated it even before it came out. It was actually universally hated by all before its release. But despite the hate it got, thanks to its main leads, to its very shitty trailer that they presented, and how cheap looking it is, did this movie did well, or did it end up being so bad to the point that it bombed so hard that Disney will eventually realize they can't keep doing remakes anymore? Well, let's dive on in and discuss over this film, shall we? The plot for this movie is bad. Although it's not as bad as the main leads, but it's pretty bad because it feels like they were trying to combine different story elements into this one movie and sprinkle in some stuff from the original movie to try to justify saying, look, it's a Snow White movie. But the rest of the stuff they try to shove in doesn't work. It felt like they were trying to rip off the 2012 Snow White and the Huntsman movie, but try to make it more Disney-like. And that was a big mistake. That movie, to me, had a much better story, a lot better pacing, was able to have much better characters, and a better finale. This one, it was bad. Like, the pacing was slow, you don't get invested in what's happening, and the final act, all leading up to it, it just didn't work, and I just really hated it. So, yeah, I was really disappointed, but, you know, it was expected. What I was not expecting was how bad the main leads were going to be. RachelZegler, to me, and GalGadot both were the wrong choice to play their characters, with Rachel just not capturing the same aura as the original one had. But don't get me wrong, she wasn't as terrible as GalGadot's acting, but she just didn't look like someone that I would buy to play Snow White. It also doesn't help that her character was just... I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to make her a leader. They were trying to get her to be inspiring to the people. But it just didn't come off that way. And it just felt forced. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the 2020 Mulan movie, where they already had Mulan being this all-powerful warrior when she was a child. So, by the time she faced off against the Huns, or by the time she even began her training, she was already perfect. So, it's hard to get behind a character that already is perfect before the main story even began. And that's what it felt like with here. It just felt like they tried to make, Snow White in this movie already perfect and not really work hard to, lead her people. It just felt forced. GalGadot, yeah, as I said, she was bad. Her acting was not that great. I did like her in the first Wonder Woman movie, but here it felt like she was half-assing it a lot. It just didn't feel like the evil queen we grew up watching. Hell, the Once Upon a Time evil queen was actually a lot better than this one. And yeah, I understand there were a lot of people saying that why should she be jealous of Snow White's beauty when she looks a lot more beautiful than her? And yeah, that's pretty much true. It was really stupid of them to do that. I don't understand why they did that at all. The rest of the cast also sucked. They were very forgettable, especially the god-awful Seven Dwarfs, who were just a poor imitation of the originals. Also doesn't help that the CGI made them look so horrifying and ugly. Speaking of which, yeah, the CGI was bad. Really bad. For the animals, the dwarves, the background, the way they shot the film looked terrible, it looked cheap. The music was meh and just felt completely soulless. The thing about the film felt a lot like the original, and I really hope it does bomb. Yeah, I don't want people to get these employees to get punished for how bad the movie did, but they're just going by with whatever the studio wants them to do, so they did that, and yeah, it sucks for them. It sucks for everyone else who grew up with the original. So yeah, Snow White, the 2025 movie, sucked. The original is still the best. So is the 2012 Snow White and the Huntsman movie, which has had a better protagonist, main antagonist, fights, and look a lot more presentable than this hot garbage. I am hoping it bombs, so that Disney can understand that they cannot keep making more of these shitty remakes. But with how much money Disney is going to throw into this movie to try to make it successful, I guarantee it will make its money back, and they're going to continue making more of these hard garbages until the day we die. Alright, so that's pretty much it, guys. If you have a different opinion about this movie, what do you think of the original? Leave me some comments below, let me know what you think. Hit my subscribe button, check out my Facebook page, check out my Twitter page, check out T3 Media channel, subscribe to the channel, keep up with videos. I'll see you next time to give you more love and more entertainment. Until then, take care, be safe, love y'all.